Well, guys, right now is after the track. I just got home, and I wanted to let you know ahead of time, I fucked up. I think I fucked up pretty bad, anyways. And I'm gonna go check it. I want to verify it and make sure, but if this is accurate, then I fucked up pretty bad, stupid mistake, and caused my disappointing day and maybe hurt the motor. So stick around for the end of the video. We'll go through the whole track day and then talk about up until this point. So watch the video, see what happened, and then stay to the end and I'll explain what I just found. Okay guys, today might be the day. So I'm gonna go, it's like around 12:30 right now. They start qualifying at 1. There's an actual event today, so I'm just gonna go try to do a pass during the qualifying and see what we can do. Hopefully we can get it there. Got a couple things prepared. I got the jack, my wheels, some extra goo, my wrench to change the wheels, camera, computer, fire extinguisher, that's new. I got my fire suit and helmet. Everything is good to go. Unfortunately, my wife decided to charge her phone last night, and she unplugged my computer, so I only got like 7% battery left on the computer, so I'm going to try to grab an outlet at the track, hopefully get a little more of a charge on it. But if all goes well, we may not need it. But other than that, truck is still on 14 pounds, 15 degrees, and I'm going to go and change the tires, get in line, and go. Wish me luck. So now that I got the truck figured out, I just need to figure out myself. So if I can figure out the launch and the timing and put it all together and whatever, then we should be able to, when I say timing, I mean timing of releasing the button and the brake and everything. So let's go do it. For a second because I was starting to go off to the side. pass. Unless if I can see some improvement, I might stay, but yeah. Temps are good. It has the boost and the timing staying in it, so it's at like 15 pounds, and I just changed it to 16 degrees now. I pulled some timing out of the launch before. I thought that it was going to help me build boost a little bit, but it didn't, and it actually hurt the launch. So put the timing back in and I added a little bit more, and I changed the timing during the pass, and I also changed the 1-2 shift point because it was shifting early. It was shifting at like 61, 6200, and I wanted to shift later, so we'll see what that does. 14.7, 14.8. So it's like, I think one cylinder is probably misfiring. I wonder which one it could be. So I said in the video driving home, it seemed like a misfire. It seemed like one cylinder was misfiring. So I was going to do what I normally do. I was going to pull all the spark plugs, use the bore scope, and check all the cylinders. So this is what I found when I went to go check the cylinders. One of the things I wanted to check, because it just seemed like a misfire. So I want to check the plugs, make sure the plugs are in, or the plug wires, make sure the plug wires are in good condition. When I went over here to look at this number 8 plug wire, this is what I found. The fucking wire's not even hooked up. Not even hooked up. So there it was, just chilling right there. So at first I'm thinking, how the hell did a spark plug wire fall off? If you remember from the last video when I was doing the fuel system stuff, I took the rails off and those little plastic pintle caps fell into the head. So I pulled the intake off and I pulled that spark plug because I couldn't find the last one. I didn't really talk about that. I couldn't find the last one for a while. And it was actually on top of the head, back by like the crossover, coolant crossover. And I was looking inside the head and looking inside the spark plug hole with the bore scope and couldn't find it anywhere. And then later I found it on top of the head. So then I went back, I put the spark plug in, but I don't think I ever plugged it back in. So after I made the fuel system changes, I knew the fuel was going to change. It was going to be totally different. So I took it out to go drive it, and I think I just tuned it out. Like, it was probably reading a little bit different. I'm trying to like think back of what I did. I think it was reading lean a little bit, and I basically tuned it out. So it might have been misfiring lean and tuned it out. And was happy driving it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm kind of going through this in my head as I'm making the video and trying to think through this. So if I did that, if that's true, that means that cylinder was dumping gas in it the whole time and not firing. So it was down on power, and I compensated for the fueling mixture change with all the other cylinders. So all the other cylinders are rich. That one was just dumping fuel, so I could have hurt the motor just like washing everything down with fuel. Air-fuel ratio looked good, and everything was washed. So that's what I'm kind of nervous about right now, and maybe that's why after each pass consecutively, it just got worse and worse and worse, even though I was adding power, because it was down an eighth of power. So yeah. Alright guys, so today is now the next day, and I just got done editing the video up until this point. I did notice a couple other things when I was editing the video. One being, on one of the passes, I put in there strange noise or whatever I put in there. I didn't hear that when I was actually doing the pass or during doing the burnout. It was a loud clicking noise. Metal on metal sounded like after the burnout, and when I released the button. So after I released the button, shortly after, there was that loud clanging noise, so I'm thinking the noise is coming from the transmission when it's downshifting back into first. Those are the only two times I heard it. I couldn't hear it in real life, probably because I had the helmet on, but I could definitely hear it in the video. So maybe something's going on with the transmission. I said that earlier in the video, but so what I'm going to do today, if I get a chance, I'm going to log torque converter slip and transmission slip. So I'm basically going to log the difference between engine RPM and input shaft speed, and input shaft versus output shaft speed in third gear, because it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So I want to see the differences, see what slip I'm getting from the converter and what slip I'm getting from the trans, if any, just to kind of verify it. But I do want to go drive the truck again. The lean condition that I had when I was driving home, I'm unable to repeat that. And I did drive the truck again after I got it home, plugged the spark plug back in, and everything is fine. It's like nothing happened. So even when I'm sitting and driving, idling it in the garage, and I backed it out of the driveway and drove it around a little bit with the spark plug undone, it's still not even doing that same weird lean condition. So I'm totally vroom, vroom, yeah. So I'm totally confused right now. part of me wants to believe that I didn't have the spark plug wire hooked up, because then that would mean that I was way down on power, and that would be the reason that it was just as fast or slower. Vroom. But I know 100% that it was plugged in, or I know 100% it was not plugged in when I got home. So it's hard for me to believe that it popped off, just randomly popped off at the track. I have a really hard time believing that the spark plug wire was on, running fine, it popped off and then got stuck in my control arm bracket. I don't see that happening. So a couple things that I did today. I drained the oil, checked the oil to see if there was any gas or anything weird in it. Oil looked fine. I checked all of the spark plug wires with a spark plug to make sure they were sparking. Checked all the injector wires, checked with a Noid light, and I could hear the sound changing when I unplugged and plugged it back in. So everything seems like it's fine. So I don't really know what to think. So yeah, I think that's it for this one, guys. I'm just gonna probably take the truck out. We'll drive in, play with it a little bit, and see if I find anything new. But yeah, right now maybe that was the issue. I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned.